Alright guys, and welcome to yet another build video. This time we've got an F-250 tray and canopy package. This is our first canopy we've mounted on the F-250 tray platform. So with all our American cars, this tray is 2 meters wide, and then the F-250s are 2.15 meters long. If you've seen our Black Ops video on the F-250, exact same tray as this one. Not as fully spec'd as that one there, but it does have a canopy. So let's get into sort of the build process and show you guys the process from building the tray and then putting the tray canopy on the vehicle. Guys.
See, you can't even tell I've got the thing on.
Didn't do my hair and makeup. So when the parts come from the GCI workshop, they get brought over to pre-assembly. Once they're pre-assembled and ready, they'll get put up on these racks. So here we got tail light buckets ready, we got toolboxes, and then we got this stainless steel flip top bench. So when your tray order comes, it can get pre-assembled in this area. All right, so here we got an example of the pre-assembly. This is a Ram 1500 tray. You can tell that by the larger headboard. Epic! Once we get the tray base and headboard from powder coat, we actually put a set square on the tray base to the headboard to make sure that it's a pretty set square gap to accommodate for the canopy. Then we get our accessories from the racks, put them on top, so when it goes over to fitment, it's nice and easy. You want it on the other side or this side? Okay. So the other side. All right, you ready?
Stand next to the tray.
So here we got the tray mounted to the car. All the accessories are just placed on top at the moment. We've ran the central locking, the hot wire, and we've already tapped into the rear lights, so ours are gonna work lovely. All these accessories are just about to go on.
And what?
I don't know what else. I don't know why I finished a sentence like that.
Just say literally anything, because you're halfway through a sentence.
All right. So yeah, let's get into the build video.
No, halfway through it. So yeah, let's get into it.
All right, so let's get into it.
Boom. Done.
Boom. So it's delivery day here for the F-250. So we'll do a little run round of showing like the last few things that happened on a tray canopy package before we hand it over to the customer. So up the top here, obviously we've got the inner drive panel all set up. Two things are happening at the moment. So we're charging it up 100%. So once the charger shuts off and the battery doesn't take any more charge, we then sync the side marine up with the battery itself to make sure our stated charge is 100%. So that sort of calibrates the whole system and it's good to go for the customer. The next thing we have to do is also just make a function test it. So obviously it's all sitting here at the moment. We've run the hot wire. Everything is technically correct, but then we have to take it on the road and then make sure everything is running as it is designed to, so there's no little surprises later down the track. Obviously we've got a fair bit of tools left in here at the moment because the guys are still working on it. So we will clean that out and then yeah, give it a wash on the inside as well. We always make sure when we put tools down there is a protective material between the tool and the powder coat to make sure there's absolutely no scratches and it's pristine for when the customer gets it. Moving around to the back. Alright, so on the back of the canopy, a few things happening here as well. We have the roof rack to go on, so that's just been assembled now. They bolt straight down into sealed nut sets at the top of the canopy. We then also need, well, we have mounted the solar panel on top, so that then goes through some glands that go into the canopy and then pair up with the EnerDrive power pack. We've got the rear ladder to go on still, so we've bolted the rear of the lower section on, top section still to go, and then we just got to assemble that as well. You can see there the power cord coming down, so that's the 15 amp plug, which is the shore power, which is then charging up the EnerDrive system. So make sure, yeah, it's 100% when the customer gets here.
So what you're saying is it's epic.
Moving into this side of the canopy, just clearing up, so the fridge has just gone in. So it's the Bushman 110 litre fridge, all there. So it's turned on, it's powered up, it's cooling down now. So again, it's going to be cold when the customer gets here. And then we've also got all the GPOs and the USB outlets on this infill panel. So we've got power here, and then we will also plug into every single port just to make sure it is working. So yeah, it's 100% for that customer to pick it up. So moving forward from here, there's a few more processes. So obviously we'll finish it up, we'll give it a wash, but then we road test it. So we go for a road test, we make sure everything's sealed, we ensure the toolboxes are all watertight, the blind spot sensors are all working, and then we do come back, we do a sort of a bolt check on it. Everything has got paint pen on it to ensure that once it's torqued up, it's not going to come loose. And we also have a visual check to make sure things haven't moved. Check the EnerDrive system, and then it's also the photos and the video we do as well. So before we hand it over to the customer, we do a little photo shoot with each car for you guys sort of on Instagram, and then also builds the gallery on the website. So heaps more still to do today. It's about 11 o'clock now. Customer's getting here at 4. So yeah, we sort of want it done sort of by 3:30. So yeah, we'll push ahead and get it done for them.
I wanna know, is time moving backwards or is it slow? I wanna know, did AI need that practice? I wanna know, will I see you back home or on the road? Yeah, will I see you back home or on the road? Back and forth just ain't enough. I know my schedule's tough, you say it's never just us.
All right, so starting off with the canopy this time. So as I said, the tray's 2.25. No, it's not. All right, start again. All right, starting off with the canopy. So the tray is 2.15 meters long, but the canopy is 2 meters wide by 2 meters long. So it means we get that little lip on the back. So jumping into the canopy, what we have here is a requirement from this customer to have quite a lot of open space at the back. But that said, we still have a heap of stuff packed into the canopy. So we do have our full Tourer EnerDrive pack. So in this configuration, you can see how massive this thing actually is. So below it, we do have a new battery storage. So the EnerDrive 200 amp BTEC lithium is tucked behind there. And then we do have a little storage pocket here just to make the most of that space. So usually you have either a Evercool drawer fridge or a drawer housing and the battery tucked behind that, but we didn't do that on this particular build. So this is what we've gone for. But yeah, make sure if you do want to know the ins and outs of this package, check out their EnerDrive YouTube video. There's 20 minutes of going through exactly what everything does. What next? Dimmer. All right, so one feature we haven't really touched on much with the EnerDrive packages is the dimmer for all the LED lights inside. So up here we have a master dimmer. So it's built into the package and you just have the one plastic knob that sticks out. So that one there, it's an 8 amp dimmer. So we can run basically 6 1 meter strips off it if we need to go up to the big Isuzu trucks. But this is obviously overkill for a package like this, but it does mean we have that one solution throughout all our products. All right, so on the back of this canopy, it does look a little bit unfinished at the moment because we are missing the 2 spare 35 tires. So you just have to picture 2 massive tires sitting side by side, taking the whole width of the canopy up. But yeah, on the back of it, obviously we got two spare wheel holders and then also our rear ladder. So this rear ladder is that bifold ladder. There is another video on it on YouTube. Make sure you check it out if you want to know the ins and outs of that ladder and how it fully works. But this spare wheel and also the ladder for that fact, what we do, we use structural riv nuts that go into the frame of the canopy. So we don't weld anything to the outer skin of the canopy because that's only 3mm aluminium. We go into the structural frame, which runs at the whole length of the rear of the canopy. That way it maximizes the strength for that realistically 30 or 45 kilo wheel and tire. We have, with this particular model, because we have the 150mm lip, we do have the platform for all the wheel to sit on. So that means all the weight of the wheel is going into our tray and not hanging off our canopy. If you do go for a full length canopy, we have to have a little platform on that spare wheel holder. It's a different unit, but we do have the product to suit. All right, so below the tray, obviously we've got the tie down rails, we've got the 1.2 metre drawer. I won't pull it out and jump on it like I do on every single other video. Make sure you check the other ones out if you do want to see me do that. Lights, our rear blind spot relocations, that's standard. Well, it's a standard requirement for the big American trucks, like the DT Rams will have them, the F trucks have them, particularly this one, and also the Chevys have them too. This customer has an option for the rear winch, so we do put a rear infill panel in there to cover up the frame. So if we don't do that, there's a lot of exposed, I guess, tow bar, chassis. You can see the spare tire and everything, but we do sort of make sure that you can get to the wind down jack for that spare tire through the little hidey hole through that infill piece. All right, so let's jump into the canopy. No, before we get into the canopy, let's go through the tray. All right, so did touch on it before, so that's the blind spot relocation. You have to do it if you have one of these trucks. If you do have that little orange light that pops up on your mirror, we've got to relocate those sensors. It's definitely possible, but it is an extra cost. Toolboxes, these are really cool. I really got to lean on that until it comes out. So that there, when I'm pulling on it really hard, I have to overcome the vacuum inside the toolbox for it then to open up. So that's the way we can ensure they're watertight, they're dust tight. There's no red dust getting into this. You'll see, I guess when we took the tub off, how much red dust was on this thing beforehand. So this customer's definitely gonna put it to the test, and I have no issues telling him they're dust proof. So we've got lights in here as well, and then also the central locking. So turn the light off and then slide it back in, and then just push a little bit, turn, and you can hear the air hiss out. Same or similar design on the front. Overcome the vacuum there. Central locking lights on a much bigger toolbox. So the F-250, the front toolbox is bigger than the rear. That's just because where the wheel's located and the track, the wheel base of the car, and then how much, I guess, chassis is after the rear wheel. Let's jump into the canopy. So very empty compared to, I guess, majority of GCI Trade-Tech's builds. We do have, the Bushman 130 litre fridge. Again, we relocate the handle or the opening to the side of that. So it's the same fridge. Very tight fit, but it does fit and it works very well. A very energy efficient fridge, that one. We have the the GPOs and the USB outlets. You can option for USBs, you can option for a cigarette socket. There's a few options we can do there. You don't have to have 4 USBs down there. And then over here we do have the EnerDrive inverter remote control. So to turn all these power points on, you do have to hit the switch here. If you use them on the other side on the panel, you still have to hit the switch. You can only have one master controller for one inverter, so you can't have 2, unfortunately. Moving up to the doors, we do have the stiffener that goes the whole way through. This way you can really grab these, and I'm putting quite a bit of weight on that, and there's a little bit of flex, but not much, especially because it's a 2 metre long canopy, so it's such a long door. It also doubles as that double skin, so if something is loose in here and it flies off and whacks your door, you're going to dent your inner skin and not your outer skin, so you won't see the dent from the outside. Central locking, so yeah, all toolboxes, all doors are central locked. That goes into the Ford remote, so it's one click of your button. All right, so next to the central locking, we do have the lights. So these are standard on these sort of builds. They are the amber lights as well as the white lights. So you can turn the amber and the white on. or you can turn the amber off and have bright white light. So that is master controlled by the dimming of that is on the electrical panel, but at I guess individual light strip level, so door level, you do have the controls, you can turn them off completely, or on the EnerDrive package, you can hit the switch and kill it all. Alright, so up on the headboard, again, because this is an American car, it has our American headboard, 200mm thick, have the diesel filler, so again, that one works with high flow truck pump diesel. You can go full throttle with that filler and there's going to be no splashback. There's internal baffles to make sure nothing comes out. You have your drops latches, so if you do take your canopy off, because all GSI Tradetech canopies are the lift-off system, if you take your canopy off, you can run the full sideboards or the drop sides around the tray, and there's the front lock for it. So we integrate it into the headboard so it's there if you need it. All right, so that is a wrap of the walk around for the F-250 tray and canopy package. It has been a big build, but that said, it is still quite a basic fit out on the inside, but it really shows that EnerDrive Tourer package, as well as sort of, yeah, the Bushman fridge, all tucked up really neatly in the front of the canopy, and then the rest of it completely open. So make sure you subscribe and yeah, check out all other videos and stay tuned. Cheers.